This is tool number one, be a mirror, okay? And a lot of you probably do this. You probably do this without knowing it, but now that you're kind of made aware, go out and have fun with these things. This will be fun when you're getting gas at the gas station, or you're talking to the grocery checkout at Publix, right? All right, so a mirror, also known as isopraxism, okay? So what it is, it's simply repeating the last 1 to 3 words of what that person said, or the main 1 to 2 or 3 words of that sentence that they said. And what happens when you do that, they're naturally going to add, when you do that and then you pause, they're going to add nuance and detail to what they just said. And that nuance and detail can lead to what we want, where we want to go. So for example, there's a great story in the book. The gentleman's walking up to you ever been at the airport and you're trying to get on a flight and the flight's canceled and you're not sure, so the person before him was berating the flight, what do you call it, where they check you in? You know, the flight group, person checking you in. So first thing what he does, he goes, it seems like you're, whenever they're gone and he comes up, what he does is he throws a label. He says, it seems like you're handling this pretty well. It must be a frustrating day, but it seems like you're handling this pretty well. And then naturally, so he's putting himself on the same footing as that person. He's like, yes, and that put her at ease. So then she says, yeah, a lot of people are going to be rerouted because of the weather. There's a storm brewing through. When he says the weather, he mirrors it. He says, the weather? And then when he says the weather back to her, what is she going to do? She's going to elaborate more about the weather. Oh yeah, there was a storm coming through the northeast, and it's causing a lot of people to miss their connecting flights. And he says, well, it seems like since the people are going to be missing their flights, they are in a position where there might be missing my leg of the flight where I'm trying to get to. And she says, yeah, a lot of people are going to Texas for the big game. And then he says, oh, the big game? So again, that's a mirror, right? He's saying the big game in the mirror. So by simply repeating the last 1 to 3 words of what your counterparty says, you're insinuating similarity. So they're thinking, wow, this person's understanding me. It's facilitating bonding because now they know that you're listening to them, and it invites them to elaborate. It shows that you're engaged, and it's going to unveil motivation. So, a fair, and sometimes people would say, oh, we've made you a fair offer. We'll talk a little bit more about the use of the word fair later, but when the people say that you made me a fair offer, you would just simply repeat that back. Oh, a fair offer? It seems like you're going to provide proof to say to prove that that's a fair offer, right? All right, so mirrors are simply repeating the last 1 to 3 words of what the person said. All right, so when the next tactic is called a label. All right, so when somebody has negativity toward you, or they have an idea that you may not agree with, what you simply want to do is label that idea. Okay, you're going to label it, and what you're going to do is when I say label it, it means you're just going to assign a value. So you're going to say it seems like, it looks like, it sounds like, and then whatever you wanted to say. So it seems like you're in a bad mood, or it seems like you are in this type of a state of mind, or it seems like you feel this way, right? So by saying it seems like, it sounds like, or it looks like, or it feels like, you didn't actually say that that's exactly what they are. What you said is it seems like it, right? So if they ever try to point it back at you and you say, and they're going to call you out for calling them a certain thing, you say, no, I didn't say it was that. I just said it seems like that, or it sounds like that. Okay, so you want to start making these small changes with your words that you're using. So label their emotions, validate their emotions by acknowledgement. Okay, so when we do that, you'll be able to see how that's going to help them expound on what they're teaching or what they're trying to get across to you. All right, so it seems like, looks like, feels like. So what happens is whenever it's a negative that's being thrown at you and you label it, it's going to desensitize the negative. It's going to make the negative seem less in their mind, because what happens is in their brain, it's switching from their amygdala part of their brain to the more rational part of their brain, and they're thinking about what you said. They're labeling. They're trying to process that label in their mind. Okay, and it doesn't provide a target for attack, is what I was alluding to earlier. You said, no, I didn't say that. I said it seems like X, Y, Z. Okay, so And then once you say it, you want to pause and let it sink in. So you're going to pause after that person, after you repeat that label or that mirror, and then they're going to elaborate. They're going to add more detail and nuance to that. So, for example, let's think of an idea. So, yeah, so you might say this to make it relevant for a mask mandate, right? You might say something like, "Well, it seems like you think these mask mandates are a great idea, or well, how would we say that? It seems like these mask mandates are a good idea, or you think these seems like." Say again, somebody.
Following the science.
Yeah, following the science. There you go. That's a great example. But really, if you look at this recent study, and then you can kind of pivot back to a different study, it really comes down to the scientist that you're actually quoting or believing. So that's a good point. Yeah, so think about how you can structure these tools into your daily life.